Okay, so a living will versus the healthcare surrogate. Remember, the living will, it's limited in scope and it only addresses the end stage conditions or situations. The healthcare surrogate, also known as the healthcare power of attorney, addresses all healthcare situations. So if you're not able to make a decision, a healthcare decision, then the person you name is able to do so. So I'm going to use my wife as an example because it's one of the most recent occurrences that we've had. So when my father-in-law had his stroke, he had to go to the hospital. They had to give him treatments, and he wasn't responding clearly. He wasn't understanding what was going on. So the doctors called my wife as his healthcare surrogate and ran everything by her. And she was able to make the decisions on how to move forward with his healthcare based on what she knows about him and what he would want to be done. So that's why it's so important to have these difficult conversations. When I sit people down in my office, when we actually do sit down in the office, we're not doing face-to-face meetings right now, but I speak with couples, I speak with individuals, and I say, well, what would happen if you were in a car accident and you were, kept alive by emergency vehicles and emergency personnel? They got you to an operating room, and the doctor got you stabilized, and then came out of the room and spoke to your significant other and said, hey, his leg is horribly damaged. We can do one of two things. We can either leave it. He'll have to go through months and months of physical therapy. He'll always have pain, may never get proper use of it, but we'll be able to keep it. Or we can amputate it. We can get a prosthetic for him. He can go through physical therapy for 2, 3, 4, or 5 months, and the pain will be moderate. He'll just have some phantom pain, but really get used to that. And other than that, it's just the difference between keeping a leg that may never work again or a prosthetic. So my wife knows I want a prosthetic. I think those things, especially now, the modern day ones, so she knows what I want. And as morbid or disturbing as that sounds, it's a conversation you should have. And it's something that we hope never comes up, but I know it does almost every day. I drive on 95. If you whatever city you're in, you've got the freeway that there are fatal accidents that are terrible car accidents every day. So it is definitely a document that is used over and over and over. And again, it's a document that's used while you're alive.